Once you put a label on a situation, that's where the first idea came in. Those lines here represent your vision, your translation, and it creates pain and hurt. You want to start a business. Oh, it's too hard. There's so many details. Instantly, you put an image on it. You put a label on it. It's hard. And the word hard is so mechanical. It creates the whole association of struggle. Because if you're afraid of judgment, all people live this way. When you understand this clearly, there is nothing to be afraid of. For example, someone called you stupid. Alrighty, overthinking is solving an imaginary problem. And once you see it clearly and instantly, you're done. You see clearly, and you can live to the fullest, take action, the most powerful action, direct action, raw action, and live your life to the fullest. And I'm gonna break it down for you so you can see it clearly. Let's go. So this is how overthinking works, and all of you can relate. First, we have situation. Very raw, unbiased situation. For example, someone said no. You have to present. Someone didn't reply you back. Someone said something in a certain intonation, in a certain tone of voice. And what instantly happens is you translate the raw, unlimited situation with millions of factors to your own memory. Using your memory, using your past, you put a label on a situation. You do it every single day, every single second, actually. You put a situation, a conclusion on a raw situation with what you know already. And once you put that label, it's instant, right? You put that label, and that label creates many problems for you. And that's how overthinking starts. For example, as I've said, someone told you no, someone said something, you have to present in front of people, you have to get to know people, you have to talk to your partner, talk to your boss, someone shouted at you, or there's a certain result that you expect. You translate raw situation, and that's how overthinking starts. For example, what if they reject me? Why do I care so much? I need to become more confident. How do I become more confident next time? Maybe I need to understand my insecurity. Or, did I sound stupid? Why do I always do this? How do I stop being insecure? Maybe childhood. Maybe I should watch another video. What if I post this video and I'll get negative comments? What if they say this? What if I look stupid and they think I look funny? All those types of things. With overthinking, there is effort to find this solution to that overthinking, right? They go together, always. So with overthinking, effort to find solution comes instantly. In fact, all those questions, all this work is effort to find solution. Maybe how do I need to, why do I, what if they, did I, why do I, how do I stop, maybe this, maybe that, maybe next time, how. That's already an effort to find this solution to your translated problem, which then creates more overthinking about overthinking. More, you become ashamed of being ashamed. You become insecure of even thinking about insecurity, which then creates more anxiety because you cannot solve it, which then exhausts you. There's a huge exhaustion, and in the end, you're left with dissatisfaction, zero results, and just dissatisfaction, and that dissatisfaction creates more disappointment, more exhaustion. Then time passes, and naturally you kind of forget about it. You're busy, you forget about it, but then it repeats because similar situation comes in. And it happens every single day. It's easy to track, easy to remember, easy to memorize. Every single day, on repeat, in a cycle. Alright? And whatever you do, whatever you try to read, to listen to use technique, it becomes a new tool for overthinking to work with. I did this, it worked. Why it's not working this time? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Overthinking. It becomes an effort, which leads to more overthinking. And then the loop begins again. And it's infinite. No matter how much knowledge you gain about yourself, about techniques, about methods, about psychology, it becomes a new tool for effort and overthinking, because our brain is just like that. Memorizing, more knowledge, thinking it can solve something that it itself created. Get a second to indulge it. Now, the turning point. Overthinking is the battle between two ideas that you yourself created. The first idea, or first image, let's do it again. Overthinking is the battle between two ideas, two images, two frameworks, two ways of thinking, two ways of living that you yourself created, memorized from somewhere, from somebody. And they fighting each other. There is so much effort, correct? Now the first one is this part here. The first image that was created is here. I'll put a label on it. Perception slash first image. Here. Once you put a label on a situation, that's where the first idea came in. Those lines here represent your vision, your translation. Situation happened, someone didn't reply back. First perception, first image. Oh, I'm not that important. Oh, they're ignoring me. Oh, I'm worthless. Oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, this, oh, that. And it creates pain and hurt. Why it creates pain and hurt is because the second image, the second framework, the second idea comes in. And the second idea is this part here. This part here. The whole part here. I'll draw it. Everything that's the rest of it is the second image and the second idea. You will never know that your situation is bad without the second image. Second image is the image who is responsible for comparison, because you have an idea of bad and then instantly there is an idea of good. Insecure, confident, bad, good, black, white. And by knowing the second image, it's in your memory, you want to replace the second image with the first image. Alright? But the first image is your own creation. You think that you see the situation as it is. You're actually not. You never see the situation as it is. You see the situation through translation, which is your perception, initial perception. Something happened. Oh, it's boring. Once you put that first perception, oh, it's boring, all your actions then are around this first image. Oh, it's boring, I'm not gonna do it again. And you're not doing again. And you limit your opportunities. You want to start a business. Oh, it's too hard, there's so many details. Instantly, you put an image on it. You put a label on it. It's hard. And the word hard is so mechanical, it creates the whole association of struggle. And you base your actions on this first image. Oh, it's hard, I'm not gonna start. Or even if you do start, it feels hard because of that initial first image that you yourself created. The beautiful part is it applies to everything, and of course to people as well. You want to talk to someone, instantly they're gonna reject me. And everything you do is based on your own image. They're gonna reject me, and you start being careful. You start being safe. You start being too nice. You start being desperate. You start being a nice guy, or too much of a nice person. Or, oh my god, I have to be nice. I want them to think that I'm nice, and you're doing too much now, and they lose respect for you, to you. Oh, this conversation is too difficult. It's uncomfortable. When you go into that conversation, you based your actions on this image, and you become floppy. You become unstable. You become awkward. All right? The overthinking comes, as I've said, when the second idea, image, when that thing comes in, which is instant. Okay, what I have to do to stop being a nice guy? What I have to do to stop feeling nervous? What if I fail? Then this, and that. So two images are working with each other. All right? And it's automatic. It's automatic. You think that you are the second image, correct? Oh, I'm this, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that is the second image talking to the first image. Both are yours. Both are from memory. You think that the second image, that you're taking action is actually you taking action, right? That's what you think. Okay, I have to take action. I have to become more confident. You think that this thinking, this second image, is real you, and the first image is not you, is something wrong with you. But the second image is on the same level as the first image. You're not choosing to act on your first image. It's automatic. Take a second to dive into all of this. I'll drink some water. Okay, so what you can do about it, correct? The real key for transformation is not to add more knowledge. That's the biggest illusion and mistake. You don't need more knowledge. You don't need more techniques. You don't need to regulate your nervous system, because your nervous system will regulate itself. It's smart. By adding more, you make your brain more tricky, because it's gonna use more tools now to solve the problem that you yourself created. And it's very, very tricky. It's very smart. Your brain is very smart for practical things, but psychologically it fails you. That's why you're watching this video. The real transformation is to see the first image instantly without the second one. When you add more knowledge and when you're trying to solve your overthinking, your anxiety, all of those things, they create the proof that the first image and that perception is real. It's already real because you blindly believe it. It's your whole reality now. And whatever you do to it, you add more fire to the fire. And next time it becomes smarter. And you're even more exhausted. Okay? So overthinking is the battle between two ideas that you yourself created. This is why it destroys people. It's not just an interesting idea. This is why your mind never rests. This is why you're so neurotic, so nervous. Every answer creates another question. That's why self-improvement becomes addictive. Because now you have a whole idea that there is some new technique, new tool, new book that you have to read, new concept that you have to go into to explore and to find out the answers. That's why confidence feels temporary, and that's why you feel like you're always one breakthrough away from finally being okay. And it dictates your actions. Once you have an idea, oh my god, I don't have enough knowledge to solve myself. Now you dictate your actions around this one thought, around this one idea, and you get more knowledge, more knowledge, more knowledge. It's not ending, more knowledge. It's not solving, more knowledge, more knowledge, more knowledge. Now, the moment, the payoff of seeing clearly, you have to break your thinking mechanism and see at the source this part, the situation, and how images are created. Without all this, you can bypass all of those things. You have to see the clear and raw situation, because this part here dictates your actions. And it's not only dictates your actions, it narrows your vision and narrows your perception. Like this picture here, I like this picture. Narrows your whole perception into this image. Now you don't see other possibilities. Now you're not flexible, you're not spontaneous, you're not clear. You're playing a role inside of this first impression. You're limited now. Oh, I can't say this, it's gonna hurt them. Or I can't this because they think I'm a nice guy. Oh, I can't do this because they think I'm too desperate. And you're just, every single time you're limited. Whatever you do, limited, effort, limited, effort. New knowledge, limited, effort. Whereas the situation itself is raw. Situation itself, reality itself has no limits. There is no path. It's pathless. It's just pathless. But then you put perception, your first image. Oh my god, they're gonna judge me. And now you're careful. And now you're not charismatic. Now you're not funny. Now you're not serious. Now you're not to the fullest. That's the key. Raw situation, clarity, and seeing your first image very clearly as well, because you cannot control it. This is so beautiful because you can literally in real time see how your mind works and how your past is talking. You wanna go there, you wanna try something. Oh my god, I'm afraid. You understand that it's an image, completely with a full clarity. And now you understand, oh, it's past talking. In reality, there is no labels. Go for it. Even if the first image still appears, you're not bothered by, you're not fazed by it. Go for it. So again, the moment you see this clearly, the whole mechanism, the whole thing collapses. The constant battle loses its power because you understand you're trying to work with your own image. It's your own image. You know this image, you know this problem, your perception 100%. There is nothing new to know. There is nothing new to add to it. And in the moment, this image is real to you. So whatever you do, it's not gonna work because you already believe in the first image. But because you run away from it, you kind of distance yourself from it and you're trying to work on it, you're not looking directly at the image itself, at the movement of this pain, this fear, this uncertainty, this shame, embarrassment. You kind of on the side, you think that you're kind of on the side trying to work on it, and you freeze that pain. That's why it's always here with you and it follows you. You're trying. Whereas the solution, again, is counterintuitive. You have to challenge your brain and be very watchful. And then it becomes neutral. Without the effort, you're stuck with it and it's moving. You can see it like a movie, moving, and it just disappears. Because you see clearly that every word is limited. They have no substance. And the situation itself here becomes very clear. And you understand that there is nothing to be afraid of. Because if you're afraid of judgment, all people live this way. When you understand this clearly, there is nothing to be afraid of. For example, someone calls you stupid and you feel hurt, but then you understand, oh my god, he just put a label on a living person. He doesn't put into consideration my whole life, with everything that I've done, with everything that I did, with everything that I've said, with my results in real life, with other people's thoughts on me, and he somehow put the whole story into one word. He's stupid. And you fall for it. When you understand, oh my god, he's working the same way, he's not controlling his conclusions, his opinions, how can you take it seriously then? Then all judgment goes into garbage bin. And you can choose what to listen to and what to take seriously. The same with action. Oh my god, it's hard to do, I'm not gonna start it, I'm already giving up. Oh my god, I'm just looking at my own image and projection. Because I already know from my experience that the whole culture is struggle, 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 struggle. And even the word struggle and hard work creates so much tension in your body, and you physically feel the hardness of it. When you understand that there is millions of factors and you put millions of factors into, oh, it's hard, now you're blind, now you're limited, and you're not trying anything new. Addiction, the same thing. You're running away, you put everything into a label, and you start drinking, smoking, and your health is going down. You are at the wrong place. You're here. Everybody is here. Second part. You never address this part here. This part, which is raw, unfiltered, clear view on the world. You're already in your head, and that's why you're overthinking. And solution, the interesting part, where you're all looking for solution, which is again another second image here working. It's not gonna work. You have to address this part here. And I know it sounds again poetic, a little bit, elevated, but that's the only way I can explain this. You have to understand on a fundamental level that perception that you have is your own perception. It's not what is. It's not reality. You're not looking at what is. You are what is. You are that. When you understand that you're always in the bubble, let me illustrate it to you better. Look. Situation. And the rest is here. Like this. I'm gonna put it in a bubble. That's how you should see it. When you understand that you're always here, when you see it clearly, the situation itself becomes neutral, as I've said, and you can work with it, you can address it. But you're always here, inside of your head. Image, image, image. Word, word, word. That's the best way to illustrate it. You don't have access to the real situation. When you understand that the real situation has no limits, has no path, no words, you can address and be forever sharp, direct, and raw with every single action you take. That's the most beautiful part about it. Alright? And it also ends your search. Overthinking isn't intelligence. Overthinking is thought, which is second image, which is second framework, which is second idea, trying to escape a problem that thought itself created. And that's why search never ends. Because the idea of searching is based on the idea that there is something that you have to find and add more. So you base your search, oh my god, this is beautiful. So you base your search, psychological search. Of course, physically you can find your keys to the car, you can find a business partner. It's easy, it's very easy. The psychological search ends because there was nowhere to arrive in the first place. The idea of search, you're trying to search, is based on another idea that you need to find something. Again, both ideas. There's no real destination. There's nowhere to arrive, and that ends your searching. Again, there is a situation and there's perception. Oh my god, I need to find more information to solve myself. You're here in the bubble. You're not in a situation. You're out of reality. You're somewhere in your head. And it's never ending. It's in a loop. That's it. That's why overthinking is solving an imaginary problem. And you have to take it seriously. You cannot just overlook it by saying, oh yeah, it's just another idea. It's a nice concept, nice little concept. I will think about it. If you're serious about it, you have to go in there and do this here. Yeah, maybe you expected from me some certain solution to it, right? It is kind of a solution, but not a regular solution that maybe you're used to. Oh, do this, do that, step by step, this, that, this. No, because when you do the solution, mechanical solution that as you used to, you're still here. You're working with images. You have to break it. Make some cracks and see how your thoughts are working. Because you're always running away. You think about one thing, then you forget about it, oh my god, and then you remember this thing again. Idea inside of idea inside of idea. Now you're watching this video, you might think, okay, how to understand it, that what you're saying? You're here again. You're trying to find an answer to your own question. And it's endless. And it makes you dissatisfied and you're exhausted again. Watch my other videos for fuller context. It's very insightful. I'm getting better at content. And if you wanna take it serious and without, being lost, without having so many doubts, link in the description. Let's talk and see you on the other side. Bye.